Hey babes, my name's Hannah.
And my name's Chasity.
Welcome back to Bookish Babes. In honor of it being Women's History Month, we thought that we would recommend some female authors to you guys. We each have quite a few written down. This is probably something that we'll definitely do again next year for Women's History Month because there's some that I am not going to mention in this video that I still have written down.
I definitely have more. I could have come up with several more.
Yeah, so this is definitely not all of the female authors that we recommend, just like what came to mind. We did try to talk about ones that we don't always talk about as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We always talk about Sarah J. Maas, so like we didn't put her in this video, but there's other ones too that I'm excited to talk about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the first one that I have is Carissa Broadbent. This is a newer author to me. She wrote The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which I absolutely loved, and I intend to read her like entire backlog now. I find her as a person like really interesting, and the books that she writes really interesting. I love women in fantasy. I feel like that's a really hard genre to break into, and she did it really, really well, and so I'm definitely excited to read more by her, and I would definitely recommend her.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I recommend Madeline Miller.
Ditto.
Galatea.
So good.
The Song of Achilles.
The Song of Achilles.
I love her writing style.
Yeah.
I think she does a fantastic job of like reimagining. Like she tells the story very, very well, but she also puts her own flair and just writes beautifully.
It's almost kind of lyrical the way that she writes.
It's very
Flows
lyrical.
like that. Yeah.
It's very lyrical. I absolutely love it, and I definitely think that you just need to binge her.
Yes.
And I definitely will be grabbing anything from her and reading it in the future.
Next one I have, I guess I didn't do too well about leaving authors out that we talk about a lot, because the next one I have is Taryn Fisher, who we talk about 1,004 times, so I'll like keep it short.
We'll keep it going.
She is such a badass woman. She writes fantastic books. She has something for everybody, whether you like romance or thrillers or anything like that. I feel like she has something that everybody would enjoy, and she just writes so well, and she's just great. Such a great human too. I just adore her.
Yeah. The writing style. I really love her writing style.
If you've read her traditionally published ones, I really urge you to go back and read some of her indie ones. This is that's what we started out with. Her way before I did. But we started out with her indie books, and those were like what have my heart. The Opportunist will always have my heart. But
yes, Mudvayne will always have my heart.
Yeah.
Mudvayne and Marrow particularly.
Yes.
I love them.
Marrow was kind of like what, horror-esque? What would you?
A little bit.
Yeah, Marrow's great.
A little bit. The next one I would like to recommend is Jasmine Guillory. I just recently got into Jasmine's work, and it's a little bit rom-com. It's romance, but it's a little bit rom-com, and I love it. I literally devour her books no matter what, and it's kind of surprising because I've gotten into rom-com just recently here.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not a rom-com girly.
I am, surprisingly. Yeah. That's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. That's kind of weird that I am. But I really am. I really do like rom-coms.
Mm-hmm.
But I really love her work. I fly through them.
Yeah.
I think she's funny. I think she's really good at keeping her characters, like, unique and interesting. Like, there's a lot of times when the dialogue can get really sluggish when you're trying to get through scenes in romance novels because the small talk gets very dry. She's great at that. She's great at getting through, like, small talk and, like, different scenes and keeping them engaging. Great. Fantastic. So I love her work.
Next one I have, I've definitely talked about a lot before, too. Candy Steiner. I adore Candy Steiner. She's a great indie author. If you've never read her, you need to. I have literally liked everything that I've ever read by her, and I've read most of her books. She wrote one of my favorite romances of all time, Love Letter to Whiskey.
Fantastic.
Love that book so much.
Beautiful.
And she makes me like sports romance. I also don't love sports romance.
Like what?
But
Seriously.
But like the ones that she's written that I've read, I have really enjoyed. I just love her writing style and her characters and the conflict that she writes between them, and like the angst, and the scenes are always really great with them.
She's good at angst, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good. Speaking of good at angst, the next one is Victoria Ellis.
Yeah.
She is good at angst. I love her. I love her work. She writes a little bit of everything. She's got a little bit of everything for you. She has a few pseudonyms that she writes under, and you've read one of them, which is Sinner's Retreat.
Yes.
Which is a little bit of a, God, what would you classify that as?
Horror, thriller.
Yeah.
It's a short story though. The
so
novella,
good,
is that what
though.
you consider a short story?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
I love Sinner's Retreat.
And then she's got her
That's the kind of shit I'm
romance
into.
novels. Yeah.
Sinner's Retreat is kind of fucked up, but I was into it.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
So good. And then she's got, you know, the rock star romances. She's got a little bit of everything for everybody. And I love her. And she's a fantastic person. And she writes beautifully. She's also got some poetry books. Can't forget that. It definitely, pick up anything from her. You will not be disappointed.
Next one I have is Chevy Stevens. This is a newer author to me, and I guess I didn't until recently realize that Chevy Stevens was a female. But it makes sense because her books are great. We both read Still Missing. Fantastic book. This is another one where I intend to read her entire backlog.
Same.
And this is just a female author that I feel like everybody needs to pick up. So I definitely wanted to mention her here in this video because it's just, she has like the coolest like storylines. Like Still Missing was a tough read, but it was so good. Never Let You Go was so good.
Yeah. And just amazing writing.
It's so good. It'll keep you on your toes for sure.
Yeah. I couldn't think of that shit. Like,
No.
how could you, like...
Kind of like the things that she cooks up.
The next one that I want to talk about is Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I literally will pick up anything that these two write. Like, obviously I have my favorites. But honestly, I recommend all their books all the time. Because I just love whatever they come up with.
Yeah.
They come up with some really good stuff. And I've read everything that they put out. I think probably my favorite was probably The Golden Couple.
Interesting.
But
I hear a lot about them.
they are really good.
Yeah.
They are. I've really liked all of the things. I think... I can't remember the name of their first one. The blue one.
Something Between Us, right?
The Wife Between Us.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That one I heard about for like ever.
That's probably their most popular one, I
Yeah.
would say.
And I picked that one up finally, and then I just went on. Like, and I think they had only had the 2 out from when I picked that one up. And then The Anonymous Girl was the second one. And then every time they've had something release. And then there's some like short stories on like Audible and stuff
Oh, nice.
that I read. Yeah, very, very good.
Next one I have is Tracy Finlay, who we've also talked about on the channel before. We both love Tracy Finlay.
Absolutely.
She has written some incredible books. We talked about The Rules of Birkin like nonstop for a while, a couple years ago.
Okay.
She has one that recently came out that was really great too. She's just another great indie author, and she's just one that you gotta keep your eye on because she writes fantastic books. She just does.
I love Tracy.
I love a lady who knows how to write, and she knows how to write.
She does. The next one that I want to talk about is Heather Gudenkoff. I love Heather. I have only read a few of her books, but she is another one that I plan to read like her entire backlist because they're so good. Some of them are like more thrillers, some of them are more like crime dramas. It's very like SVU, like Criminal Minds.
Love.
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. And she does it well.
Yeah.
Like, I love her writing. I love her character development. I was literally listening to one the other day in the car, and I was like, I was so anxious and like wound up about like what I would like felt like I was there.
Mm-hmm.
It was ridiculous.
I love when a book can make you feel like that.
Yeah.
Last one I'm going to talk about today is Jocelyn Jackson. That's another one that the two of us both really like. Mother May I was fantastic.
Absolutely.
So good. Just another woman author to definitely keep your eye on and pick up something by her if you see it.
Absolutely.
Just the way that she wrote that book.
Mm-hmm. Again, the way her mind works.
And I remember the dialogue in that book being fantastic.
Yes.
I love like a book like that that has text dialogue too. And if I remember correctly, this book has like a lot of text dialogue because that needs to be done very carefully, and I feel like she did it well.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I agree with that.
God, the ending. Remember when they're at like the coffee shop or something? I was like, pop off.
Go on with your bad self.
Yeah.
It was insane.
So good.
I still can't even.
I know.
Ugh. Crazy. So the last one I'm going to talk about today is Alice Hoffman. I've read a lot of her, but not all of her, but I do plan to get through all of hers. I really love the way Alice writes. She wrote Practical Magic. That puts it into perspective. I definitely love all of those. It's definitely magical writing, for sure. It just takes me to a different place, the way that she writes them. It's very comforting, and I don't know how else to describe it besides magical. Like, with a little bit of history and a little bit of lore, but still very much in today's like
still
society.
digestible. Yeah.
Yes, and like it's so beautiful, and I just love the way she writes.
I never actually read Practical Magic.
You should.
You'd think I would have.
You should, and you should read the other ones because the Owen sisters are so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has ones that go like before
Mm-hmm.
and then after Practical Magic. It's very much about their entire family.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then she has other ones. Like, she doesn't just write those ones, but I've read other ones too by her that, don't follow that storyline. But I just love her writing. It's so good. So yeah. That's what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Those are our suggestions for this year, at least.
We have so many more. Like, I could go on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to prefer books written by women anyway, so
Yeah,
I have a million recommendations.
Yeah, we do.
We tried to pick ones that we didn't talk about a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I kind of failed, but
Oh, I kind of failed too. But,
yeah.
We've got more days.
Yeah.
We'll keep them going.
And we could also always talk about women.
Always.
It doesn't have to be Women's History Month.
Right, exactly. So, comment down below. Let us know what you think. Hit that like button and subscribe. And tap that notification bell so you know when we post next. Bye.